team, you have Anish Sherfa, Jeremy Marinas, and Sean Ellis Shamaru. There it is. What's up, guys? Today's guest is a world champion martial artist who is now an artist and producer. Please welcome to the JAMCast, Mr. Rudy Reynon. What's up, Ru?
What's up, bro?
How are you, dog?
Hell, man, I'm fucking awesome. Can I cuss, bro?
Yeah, you can. As your hat says. You don't have to censor it like your hat is.
I'll bet. Yeah,
I'm feeling it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So how's everything been doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. You were out in China the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, bro. About that. Well, China was dope. I mean, I learned a lot. I was on tour with this Mando artist named Li Hum Wang.
Okay. Yo, Paul's saying push it just slightly away. Yeah,
like
you good. Just push it away from you. You're actually projecting like this. Like,
bet.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you could. You actually have a loud voice.
I do.
Yeah. So what were you doing out in China?
I was on tour with the Mando pop artist named Li Hum Wang.
Okay.
And he's considered like the Beyonce of China.
But he's a male?
He's dope.
What kind of music is it?
It's like Chinese opera mixed with, it's just a mixture of music, but I would say it's more of like R&B for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what does your involvement entail? You like out there on tour with them, or what were you doing?
So I was a background tricker / dancer.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy, man. And that, what was that like coming off of, I guess the last thing you did before that was the Bieber tour, right?
Yeah.
So was it similar? Was it different? Like,
man, it was very different, bro. Like, for many reasons. First of all, because I got to travel around the whole world on the Bieber tour.
Yeah.
Versus going to China and flying there.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
Okay.
So
wait, so when you went to China, you were going back and forth?
Back and forth from LA to China.
How often were you traveling? Like, how often would you be here and then fly back?
So last month I was in China every weekend.
No way. And it wasn't worth it just to stay there? You would fly back?
Man, no, because there's things I need to do here in LA.
Okay,
and
I feel
like
you.
make music, you know what I mean, and do these things. But there was times where I was just like, you know what, I'm just too I'm too tired.
No way.
So they would have that option to be like, okay, you want to stay? I'm gonna be like, fuck it, fine, you know. But I found like I was optimistic about everything.
Did you have to fly yourself back and forth or no?
They flew us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's cool then. Yeah, I was
dope.
thinking like, yo, you flying back from China, but how long is that flight?
That shit was like 14 hours, bro.
14
plus hours. So you do that, then like the layover is like 5 hours, and then the drive to the hotel is like maybe an hour.
Plus customs.
Yes, bro. So that's like
It's
over
like 24 hours. So
yeah,
24 hours there, 24 hours back.
Right.
Plus you get jet lagged in between, right? Or are you over jet lag at this point?
At this point, I'm just like, what is reality, bro? Like, I don't know what, where, who I am. Like,
because what's the time zone difference? Like, China's ahead of us, right?
Ahead of us. They're in the future, bro.
It's like, what, 8-10 hours? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, crazy, man. Well, what was the coolest thing about doing the Bieber tour? And I know we've had like Kyle Cordova on here before, and you guys actually got to share the stage together.
Yeah.
Which is cool because y'all are boys from back in the day. So what was the coolest thing about going on the Bieber tour?
The coolest thing, honestly, is just tricking on stage for hella people.
Yeah.
But then besides that is just traveling in general.
Okay.
And seeing just shit you'd never seen before.
Do you remember how many countries y'all saw?
Bro, I don't know, but it was a lot.
Is your passport full at this point? Are you on number 2 or are you still
I'm on the number 2.
Oh,
and that one's
snap.
almost filled up.
Okay, I remember it was a big deal when I got on number 2.
Yeah,
I was
bro.
like flexing, you know?
Just like, hey, about to put that in a rap song, you feel me?
Passport number 2. Yo, if you hear that next week, you know where you heard it first. Yo, that's dope. All right, cool, man. Well, I heard that when you were out there on the Bieber tour, you actually got injured at some point.
I did.
Are you still dealing with that injury, or how's your body holding up these days?
Well, my body is actually, it's holding up, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Only because I've been just like educating myself on mental health and just like taking care of my body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, but during that time, man, like my body was going through it, like mentally, physically, because you go through jet lag too and all that. So you just like, you gotta like center yourself.
And you're performing every night, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's wild, man. Yeah. Well, I think like you kind of alluded to it, and part of the reason why I ask how your body's holding up is because you've been using your body for as long as I've known you.
Yeah, bro.
How old were you when you started martial arts?
I started martial arts when I was 4 years old.
Yo, for reals, yeah.
Hella young.
Yeah, I know. I was super young too, man. What more stereotypical thing could we do as Asians? But
true.
Nah, I feel you. But how'd you get into martial arts, man? Because like for me, my parents threw me into it. I had no choice, right? So I grew up the son of my parents who owned a studio. So how did you get thrown into it?
So I was actually like, I was drawn to that whole culture and martial arts. Like, it was movies, bro. Like I used to. So this is what happened. My grandpa used to watch me every weekend.
Okay.
And he would take me to the 99-cent video store.
Oh.
And
all right.
I would go into the aisle where it's just like nothing but kung fu movies.
Okay.
And I would rent out each movie every day, watch it, and like until like I watched everything.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
So it was that plus the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles. And like,
and is this like all movies, R-rated movies, any type of movie,
any type of martial arts movie? My papa he plugged it with that.
No way, that's dope. All right, okay. So then, did you start enrolling in the studio, or what was like your first introduction?
So my mom actually brought me to this like local Taekwondo spot.
Okay,
and it's funny because my dad wanted to find the spot, but. Mom eventually, he just gave in. I just stuck to that Taekwondo spot that whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy. And this is all the way back up north, right? Like San Jose, or where is this at this time?
Sacramento.
Sacktown. Okay, cool. So, for those of you that don't know, for as long as I've known, you have always been known as one of the fiercest competitors on the NASKA circuit, the North American Sport Karate Circuit. At one point, you were even on Team Paul Mitchell, which is like the pinnacle of our sport. So how old were you when you first started competing, you know? Like how old were you when you first started entering into this world?
So I started competing when I was like 6, and that was for the like local Taekwondo tournaments.
Okay.
And then I got introduced to the whole open circuit when I was like 8, and then that changed my world, bro. Like I seen people with flashy uniforms. I was like, what? We can do this with martial arts, you know what I mean? And
it was almost flashier back then, to be honest with
flashy.
you. With the gold and stuff.
Boy,
I was like, yo.
I was just like, yo, I don't want to, because I'm used to wearing like white uniforms.
Yeah.
So once I got that black uniform on, I was just like, I am the swaggiest. I got the swag on.
It's a fashion thing
yeah.
and a respect thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then how old were you when you got introduced to NASKA, or how did that come about? Because that's like a big, for those that don't know, like you can compete locally, you know, on your circuit. I would say like equate it to like AYSO soccer.
Yeah.
And then like when you want to go to the next step, you would go to like your club leagues. And for us, that's like NASKA. Or at first, I guess it would be like TPA. There's like there was a bunch of like local circuits and stuff. And then NASKA is like the pinnacle. It's like the upper echelon, 10 major tournaments a year.
Right.
There's the U.S. Open, culminates with like Diamond Nationals and stuff like that.
That's crazy. You know a lot about that.
Bro. I've been around, bro. Yeah. So like when did you first like get into how did you get introduced to it? Like did you see someone and then have like a mentor, or did someone take a chance on you?
So my dad actually did a lot of research, and he found out about this martial arts tournament circuit called GSKA.
Yo, of course,
yeah,
Golden
State Karate Association.
Tabernas.
Yes.
Right, Tabernas, right? Yeah.
So he knew him through like work or something like that.
No way.
And that was like my first experience of like open circuit. Then I think what happened is my dad met James Solis's dad.
Now it's all okay.
And then James Solis's dad, Uncle Eddie, was like, yo, there's this thing called NASKA, this and that. This is where like the elites go. But before that was NBL.
Yes, National Black League. Yeah.
So
NBL.
actually, it was actually NBL before NASKA. Then we found about NASKA afterwards.
Totally.
Because I was doing a lot of NBL stuff too.
Yep.
At the same time, so it was like GSKA, then NBL, and then like NASKA like here and there. Because it's expensive.
Yeah, and it's across the country. There was only one in California, Compete Nationals at the time in Pomona. Yeah. So in order to do that, you essentially had to fly yourself to a city. You have to pay to enter the competitions. Right. And you only win if you win the whole thing, you know? So it's wild. Yeah. So how did you get introduced to like open forms, I guess? Because like going from traditional karate to doing that is something different. Did you have a school that catered to that, or did you start labbing on your own? Like,
yeah. So GSKA used to have this booth full of like black belt productions. Yes, you remember that?
Of course, dog.
So my dad bought the David Douglas tape.
Oh, of course.
He bought the Jimmy Pham tape.
Yep.
And John Valera tape.
Okay.
Oh, and Mike Chat tape.
Okay.
So I bought all 4 of those.
Yo.
So those were my coaches for that whole, for at least a whole year.
No way.
So I would watch these over and over again. My dad would be like, see that? He would kind of guide me and do things, you know what I mean? Because he turned the garage into a gym.
Okay.
So we would go there, then the living room, and I would just be labbing it.
Damn. Do you have brothers and sisters at this time, or
I just have a sister.
Yeah. Okay. And I know this. Sister. Yeah, I know this. But was the attention just on trying to get you to just be super dope in martial arts?
Yeah.
Damn.
He was just there for me the whole time.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's super cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Paul, can you pull up the 2001 thing? Oh, yo, how old were you in 2001?
I was either 10 or 11. I'm a 90s baby.
That is crazy. So this is U.S. Open 2001. You're 10 years old here, right? So at this point, when you're doing this form, did you create this form on your own, or how did this one come about?
So this was actually me, my dad, and John.
John Valera?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you meet John Valera?
How did I meet John Valera? I met him. He was scouting people for his team at the time, and this was in 99.
Okay.
And he seen me at Compete Nationals 98 or 99, one of those years.
Okay.
And ever since then, it was a team. It was me, Aaron Neese.
Yep.
That's a throwback name.
Yep.
Aaron Neese.
Is that Wayne in the back?
That's Wayne.
That's Wayne Douglas? That's Wayne Douglas, guys.
Yo, that's his dad right there.
Any y'all stunt performers out there, that is Wayne Douglas in the back with the headband on. Yo.
Yeah, we used to go at it.
Wow, man. Look at how clean you are, though, dog, even back then. So how many hours a day were you putting in to get to this level as a little kid, 10 years old?
Shit, bro. That is 3 hours a day.
What was your schedule like? You go to school, come home, train?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We was on the same tip. Yeah. Mine was come home, do your homework, eat your food, train for 3 hours, and then eat again and go to sleep.
Yep.
Dang. So how did you learn all these acrobatics in here, though? But here's what's crazy to me, though, is that it's 2001, you're 10 years old, but you're already doing combos, you're doing jump kicks, you did aerials, you did a double A, you did illusion twist, you're right? How did you learn all of these tricks just from your traditional martial arts background? I guess this is your introduction to tricking is the better question, right? How did you get exposed to this?
So it was literally those black and blue tapes, those Black and Blue, that's what it was called, not Black Belt Productions.
Yeah,
Black and Blue.
Because Black Belt Magazine existed.
Exactly, yeah. So it was those tapes that put me on. And then there's a homie named Richard Cowley.
Okay.
Back in Sacramento. He had a team called Red Black Attack. And he invited me to train with them. Yeah, bro.
That's wild.
That's how I learned how to lab up and figure out what I could do with my body and things like that.
Yeah, and for the kids nowadays that have access to all of this stuff, I like people to hear these stories of when you were learning, where were you learning these tricks at? Were you at a martial arts school, gymnastics school? Where were you practicing, learning how to land all these?
It was at a martial arts school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got dojo mats and stuff like
exactly,
that.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
But besides that, it would be my living room or front yard.
Damn. Okay. And then at what point do you get signed with Paul Mitchell? And what does that entail for everyone out there when you get like a sponsorship from a team like that? Like, what does that entail?
So JPM was the elite squad. So you had to win a lot of championships. I don't know how many, but I guess
a lot.
I won a lot. And once you're like in the light, they're just like, okay, I guess I have no choice but to like put you on the team.
Yeah.
And that was one of my big goals. And I got on JPM when I was like 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And who was on the team at that time? Because everyone that was ahead of you was just monsters, right? Like Steve's on the team, right?
Yeah.
Steve Terada. Was Matt on the team at the time?
Yes.
Okay, so Matt Emick, Steve Terada. And then in the super adult divisions, like who else was on the team at this time?
Daniel Sterling.
DS? Okay.
DX.
Oh, Wushu.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of people forgot about
Casey
DX when he
Marks.
came on the scene. I was going to ask about Casey Marks with the staff. Okay.
Yeah.
What, Lauren Kearney, was she on the show? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild, man. And so who was the young kids at that time? Was it just you?
It was me and Matt.
Wow, no way.
And then Steve was like,
just a little.
at the edge of like, he was like 17 turning 18 type vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that's wild, man. So during your competition career, is there a highlight of anything? Is there a championship you won that means the most, or is there some tournament that stands out?
I guess it would be my last competition. It was a U.S. Open 2010.
Which I already got. Yo, pull that one up, dog. I was looking up these the other day, and I stumbled on that one right away.
Oh, shit.
Okay, and that was your last official competition, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the outcome?
I lost.
Who won?
Kevin Soka.
That was hilarious. Did he do the double swords?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was killing at the time.
Yo, Kalman Choka was killing. A lot of people don't know. My man at one point, I believe he had didn't he get offers to like go do movies and kind of turned it down, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to say.
He could have done a lot of dope movies.
Yeah, Kalman Choka, for all you out there that probably don't know what the hell we're talking about, he used to win all of the original tricking battles that were called extreme kick contests.
That's right.
Like, my man was killing the game at one point. He was one of the few doing, court combos, full combos.
That's right.
Yeah. Dang. And so your weapon of choice, always commas?
Yeah, the commas.
Okay. And what's that like, though, knowing that you're not going to compete anymore? Was that like a conscious decision, or what made you move on from competition at that point in your life?
Just life in general. I just didn't want to do that anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wanted to just do other things like music. Like, that was on my mind completely. That was probably on my mind during that time.
He wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to try new things, music, just live here in LA and really try to figure myself out besides the whole martial arts competition stuff.
Which had been your life like forever.
Yeah, it was kind of like I was just burnt out, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type to just be like, I don't know, bro. I'm a vibey person, so I just go with my vibes and like how I want to live my life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel you, bro. I quit at 14. I was completely over it, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I literally was like, I don't want to go to a single tournament ever again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even go to them now to visit. I feel like I'm gonna like have some like flashback or something, or something crazy. Like, just a weird time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man. Well, then, before 2010, though, I know you were still back up north and you were training and stuff like that. How long have you been tricking for officially at this point?
So I started tricking when I was 8. So I guess 20 years.
20 years, yeah. Because I think a lot of people associate you automatically with sport karate,
right?
And like killing it on that. But like, you've been a monster in tricking forever. And the one person, I don't know if you know this. Do you know who used to talk you up the most and say you were his favorite tricker? Was Jeremy.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Word.
And he don't talk shit about nobody. Like, he used to tell me that, like, he's like, like, he used to talk about you all the time. Like, Rudy's the truth. He has dope tricks. He kicks and all this shit.
Man, shout out to Jeremy, man.
Yeah.
He himself is just a beast. Like,
People don't understand.
He's crazy, man.
People don't understand.
Yeah.
So the one thing I got to ask you about, though, man, and like the one moment I'll always remember is your contribution to the community is 2008 Loop Kicks battle.
Oh, yeah.
Where in the middle of a battle, you decide to land a world's first.
First snappy swing through gainer.
The first snappy swipe swing through gainer in history. Yo, Paul, can you try to pull up the Loop Kicks battle? If it's not there, try to look up Loop Kicks 2008. And so you're in the middle of this battle. And had you been training that move all week, or what was happening?
Yeah, I was trying it here and there during that time.
Okay.
But you know, when you're in a battle, you're just like hype.
Yeah,
so
you're just like...
You throw things that you don't usually throw, you know? And that night, Emick hurt his knee.
He hurt his knee real bad, yeah.
Which actually, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at him now, it seems like he didn't even go through that time, you know what I mean? He tricks even better now. It's crazy. I was going to say,
yeah, it's almost like you forgot that he sustained that, but at the time, it was a horrific injury.
Oh, like, dude.
Took him out the game for a year.
Out the game.
Yeah. So what was going through your mind, though? Because obviously, this is one of the craziest... I'll go to the second one, Paul. So this is one of the craziest battles of all time, right? Like, and... what were you thinking, like, during this battle? Because this battle had, let's go over who's in this battle. On one team, you have Anish Sherfa, Jeremy Marinas, and Sean Ellis, Shashamru. There it is. And then on another team, you got, Daniel Graham, Kyle McLean, and Sammy Vasquez. And then on your team, you got Matt Emig, and Luke Brodlick, right?
Yeah.
Damn, what a wild thing. Let's rewind that again, Paul. Can we check that out? So right before Matt Emmett comes out, he got the crowd hype. My man hits it. Wow.
Boom. Who does that?
To the splits.
And then you come out.
Snapu, swing gainer. Hella clean. So much so that every other person that's battling you comes up and grabs you, including Anis. Anis was first to you. The crowd's going wild. Hans is holding your hands up like you just won a heavyweight title, bro. And then the battle resumes, man.
Yo, can you run it back one more time? It's funny because the way Anis grabbed my neck, like, bro, he wanted to kill me for a second, bro. Hold up.
Anis really did grab you. He said, yo, what the hell, dog? We battling.
Damn, look at D'Angelo.
Yo, D'Angelo looking super young there. Man.
Wow.
Dog, that is a moment in history. And what's cooler is that not only did you get to share it with everyone there, but it's on camera, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we can pull this up and we can run it back.
That's funny.
Rudy just comes running from the back.
I know, that's the thing. You were like, hold up. What were you thinking, bro? Because it was just chaos. If y'all had never seen that battle,
exactly,
it was just going.
When I got the idea and I want to just do something, I'm gonna do it. So that's that right there, bro. Like, that's me of like,
damn,
getting the idea of, all right, I'm gonna fucking do it. Boom, I'm gonna do it. I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's that right there.
Look at that moment, dog. Right there, it's crazy. You're surrounded by Chris D, Anis, and Jeremy, all in the same frame, congratulating you at once, man.
That's so funny. That's
so dope, dog. Man, what a crazy ass feeling.
Yeah, it was dope.
Have you seen Shosei do his snapu swing variations?
Yeah, he's incredible. Tricking has gone to another level, bro.
I swear I saw him do snapu swing cork snapu or something. I was like,
bro.
God damn, dog.
Like, who are you, bro? Yo. You good? Like,
and yet the craziest thing of all to me is my man is 14,
yeah.
right? Like, he doesn't even have full muscles yet.
Man, wait till he feels it, though. Hey, to be honest, but he's gonna be a beast. Yo, once he strengthens up, kicks a little harder, and like,
for
unstoppable.
Reals. Yo, for reals. Man, that's funny. So I have another question for you, and Paul, pull up like heel just as like a reference, like while we're talking about this. One of the things that for me has always characterized old school Trickerz, and I can tell what generation you're from, is you do the same thing as Steve Tirada, which is you do some of your jump kicks one way and then your twist moves the other way.
Yeah. Sucks. It sucks. It's funny because I was training yesterday and one of the homies was like, yo, your transitions is just like crazy. I'm like, yeah, bro, I can't do all my tricks that way. I gotta figure out to go that way, you know?
And why is that? So how did that develop? Because I think Steve kind of told me that it's because he went to his best kicking side.
Okay. Yeah, because like, I learned how to gainer off of my right leg.
Yeah, you swing to the left.
Exactly,
right? Yeah.
and on my B-twist moves, go to the right side.
But like if you do a cheat 9, you go to the left.
Yeah. It sucks.
Paul said he got the same problem.
Yeah, man. It sucks. It's funny because Kyle and I have 2 different styles, and he tricks like one way. So when we work jobs, we have to really figure it out. And luckily, we know each other. Yeah. And we've tricked up with each other for so long that we know how to, tie that in. Yeah,
luckily there's certain moves that you can do. Yeah, exactly. Like I was going to say, like I would automatically be like, yeah, you full double leg to one side. So that's crazy. And that's one thing I've also noticed too that I always wanted to ask you. So I'm going to ask you now because you here. You're the only person I know on full double leg that really grabs their legs like this. Like, you're the only one that really always be grabbing, you know? Really? Most other people just pike their legs and squeeze their butt. You actually grab your legs, right? You don't grab your legs? No. I don't grab my legs. Weird. You always grab your legs. Even on the full double leg gyro, you grabbed your legs too.
I think it's a habit.
I was going to ask you, is that just like a personal technique?
I guess it is, yeah.
Because, bro, there's so many things about your style that's so unique to me. Like, I know for sure you're always going to double leg grab your legs. Mm-hmm. Whenever you do a snapu, you always land left foot first. Yeah. And then right foot. It's not these double foot landings like me and the rest of the goddamn world. And how is that? Was that because you were training swing through, or was it always?
I think it's just like how I tried it the first time.
No way.
I didn't think about landing on 2 legs because to me it just seemed more sketch. I don't know.
For real? What? Yo,
I don't know. I'm just weird.
Hit up the cheat 9 combo, Paul.
Shit.
Yo, so like this is a prime example. Cheat 9, hook, snapu.
Oh yeah.
Clearly left leg landing, dog. And so that's why when I see that and then I'm like, oh, he's the first person in the world to snapu swing gainer. Mm-hmm. No shit. Like that makes sense to me, dog. But I just always wondered like what caused you to do that in your style.
I think it's just because of just like cheat kicks.
Oh, okay.
So like 900.
Ah, the chamber.
Yeah. Okay. So when I throw my snapu, I think about like a cheat 9 and a 720 twist and a side swipe at the same time, or a layback 540.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's wild, bro. That's a crazy way to think about
weird.
it. Yeah, that's a crazy way to think about it, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That's super dope. So fast forward, man. You land that snap and swipe in 2008 loop kicks, and then shortly thereafter you make the decision to move down south and join us here, right? So when did you officially make the move to Los Angeles to pursue entertainment?
In 2010.
Okay. Around the time that you retired.
Yeah.
So you fully just committed 2010, I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's it been ever since? Like what's it been the last 9 years, I guess?
Oh, man. It's funny because I was really reflecting on my career as a tricker / dancer / this. You know what I mean? Like all that. It's been nothing but like trial and error, and a lot of learning myself more than anything, which is tight because now I know like I'm about to like almost be in my 30s, which sounds crazy, but I'm like ready to like do what I actually want to do for my life. You know what I mean? Because when I came into the scene, I thought I was just gonna do stunts. But I felt there's something in my gut that told me, like, hold back and just do what you want to do. Like,
yeah, do your own path.
Yeah, who cares? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, like, my parents expected that. Everybody else, like, the tricking fans all expected that. But, you know, I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm going to do what I want to do. And eventually you're going to respect what I'm about to do, like, later on, because everything's going to tie back in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, the grand scheme of things is, like, in my head. But I just had to see it for myself and see the bigger picture, you know?
I think the biggest thing that you said that stuck out to me, which I agree with, was you had to learn for yourself.
Exactly.
I get a lot of people that hit me up all the time for advice and stuff. And, like, how did you do this? How did you do this? And I'm very happy to always spend the time to try to give people advice. But I didn't ask anyone.
Right.
I went out and kind of figured that out on my own because I felt that was the most valuable. Because you not only learn so much getting to the end goal, which a lot of people think about, but you learn so much along the way, whether you make it or fail and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and so when you moved out here to LA, like you said, you kind of did your own path. So you signed with an agency, right? And you were mostly doing performance stuff, live shows, music videos. How did you get linked up with Quest Crew?
So I've known Steve for stupid long.
Same, yeah.
You know,
Same,
so
yeah.
once he joined Quest Crew, I guess in my subconscious, it was like, oh, Steve's doing the dancing thing. I want to do that too. You know what I mean? So it's like a big little brother, big brother type of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was on Paul Mitchell.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So it was kind of like that whole thing kind of tied in together. But I've known them before they were Quest Crew. So they were called
6 Step.
Yeah, that's crazy. How you know?
Bro, I know all the stuff, bro.
Yeah,
I've been around the game. I'm older than you, dog.
True. I don't know why I'm like asking like how you know that? You know, like it's a surprise and shit.
I'm way
like,
older than you, dog.
I don't know, bro. Sometimes I just be like surprised all the time. But yeah, it was 6 Step, and like I did performances here and there with Steve because Steve would be like, oh, he could dance too and things like that. Because like during like NASKA stuff, I was also doing music and dancing behind behind all the martial arts stuff.
Ah, okay.
And eventually, what happened? So I moved to LA.
Yeah.
Then I moved back home because my spot that I moved in for the second year had hella cockroaches.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
And it was with Toad.
No way.
Yeah, me and Toad moved into a spot that had too many cockroaches, bro.
No
we were like,
way.
what are we gonna do about this? Like,
What city was that? That's crazy.
Like, Reseda.
Oh, and then you moved back for
Yeah.
how long?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was like maybe a year.
No way.
And then the craziest thing is, Hawk called me and was like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" And I'm like, just chilling, like making music, being a local person in Sacramento. And then he was like, "Hey, you want to go on tour?" And at this time, that's when Steve got hurt on set for Battle of the Year.
Yeah, when he fell.
Yeah, so when I found out that, I was just like, damn. And I was just like, kind of shook, you know what I mean? I was just like, damn, that's my boy. Like,
yeah.
He got hurt on set and just like...
We all thought it was a really serious injury because we all assumed like, oh, Steve got hurt. I was like, what, he tear his knee again? And then someone's like, nah, man, he like fell on his head. He has some neck issues. I was like, oh no. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. And he bounced back so quick.
Yeah. People are wild, bro. You know, this dude broke his neck from doing quad front flip into a pit.
No, you didn't.
He did 3.5 front flips and landed like this. Boom, broke his neck straight up.
Oh, what?
And my man came back, and his first movie was Jungle Book with me. Oh, shit. These fools are wild, bro. Yeah. It's that in technology, right?
Hey, man.
Yeah, some people are born to do it.
Nothing gonna stop us from doing what we love.
These people are born to do it, man. So that tour, was that LMFAO?
Yeah, so it was LMFAO, and then that's what made me move back to LA.
No, okay.
And that was in 2012, 2013.
And so you went on tour with Quest Crew, or was it just LMFAO tour that had some Quest members?
So it was LMFAO featuring Quest Crew.
Oh, so you like got put in there, technically speaking, performing as a Quest guy.
Yeah.
But you weren't on the team yet.
Not yet.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then how long do you perform with them until you're officially part of the squad?
So after LMFAO tour, I moved to Vegas for like a year to work with Jabbawockeez.
Yep.
And I worked with them for like 3 months.
You were doing the live show?
Yeah.
Cool.
I got hurt during the live show.
No way. What happened?
So it was like my first time almost running the full show. And I was in a rush to do a quick change. They gave me some shoes that didn't fit. And I was like flopping around. You know what I mean? My shoes was like, damn, I can't really dance with these shoes on. And there's this thing called a monster on stage, which pretty much had 2 slides on both sides. So all I had to do was just slide down, but I slid too fast. Like, knowing me, like, I got too much adrenaline in my body when I'm in front of like a crowd, you know what I mean? So I come from a background of like intense performance, you know?
Like running out and getting a snapu gainer and getting tackled. Exactly.
So I don't know why that's so funny to me. I'm just like an intense person. But that shit calmed down though. It did. I promise you.
Oh man.
But I hit the monster. I slid down. I slid down too fast.
Okay.
And my ankle hit the bottom of it and like bent back too far.
Yep.
And I was like, ooh, trying to hit the moves and like, yo, I hurt my ankle. I came back and I was like, whoa, I really can't finish this out. But I did. And like, that was like my last Jabba show.
Wow.
And I was out for like 6 months.
with just ankle sprain, ankle injury, like ligament?
Yeah. Damn. I've had a lot of ankle injuries throughout my career, and man, has to deal with a lot of like not me stretching and like paying attention to my body. But since I'm older now, it's like I know that shit now. You know what I mean?
I know. We got the Hypervolt here on the table.
Shout
we was using
to Hypervolt. I'm about to do a plug right now. Hey, hit me with one of these, yo. Please hit me with like if you got a new one. You feel me?
Let's go. I'm
out here training. We're all out here.
We'll all take some, yo. That's crazy, man. So then I know you start performing with Quest, and at one point you guys perform on America's Best Dance Crew.
Yeah.
And you got to be a part of that too, right?
Yeah.
And what was unique about that season, it was the season of the champions, or like all the recurring crews that had already previously been on there.
Right.
So you're going against the top of the top.
Yeah.
I remember I got to go to like I got to go to the previous season.
You did?
Yeah. I got to go when they first competed against like Beat Freaks and all that.
Dope.
And it was dope. And then to see like someone that I knew like being a part of it, I was like, this is even cooler.
Hell yeah.
And what was that experience like competing on a show like that? Like, yeah, being on a reality competition based athletic show. What's that like on your body and on your brain?
So that was like hell. Because to be honest, it was just like it's really stressful because we were training at least 3 months or 4 months prior to. Mm-hmm. So we prepped, some of the ideas of like what we thought was going to happen, during the show, but really putting ourselves in the game, it was just really stressful. No sleep, especially the way we work. Yeah. Quest, we play around too much, and that's how the ideas come around.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And I play around, but like sometimes when I'm just like, yo, when it's business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my ass is just like, waiting for them times to like really get it going,
Yeah.
But that's just how I work,
Totally. And it's hard when you have a group collaborating. It's not just a solo project.
Yeah.
So how many episodes did you guys have to compete? How many routines was it? Do you remember?
So it was 7.
Damn.
Yeah.
And did you guys create them each week? You had like highlight moments, or how did that come about?
So the first one, we kind of prepped for like a whole month because we had that time.
You knew, yeah.
Yeah, but then the second one, that's when I got injured. And we were creating it right after the first one because you only have like a couple days or so, or maybe like a week, I think.
Yeah.
Not
it's a quick
exactly
turnaround.
Remember. Yeah, it was a quick turnaround. Yeah. And it was after like some staging. It was really early in the morning. And this is for the second episode. And we got up really early, staged, and I was running on nothing but coffee and like just like caffeine, you know what I mean? And it was like about 11 p.m. during this time, and we're workshopping some things, and it's a really simple stunt. It was somebody. We had a prop. It was a lantern, and the lantern was going under me. So 2 people holding the lantern going under, and I would just hit a backflip. And then at the same time, it was like Dietrich and Steve doing cartwheels at the back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like simple moves, but at the same time, it was just like it's just a brain fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, visually.
Yeah, exactly. So we were running it, and then these guys in the back doing the cartwheels were like screaming because they were scared, like they wondered they were gonna get hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, you guys can't do that because I don't want to fall on you guys, and like I don't want it to go all bad. But I guess I put out that energy, you know what I mean? And eventually it happened, and I fell on my shoulder, and it was like a movie, bro. Like I was on the ground, and I was just like in pain, and everybody, it was like Sandlot, when the kid gets knocked out,
they all run like, over him.
Hella faces, but Rudy, are you okay? I'm just like, and I'm like, I just get up, I go to the bathroom, and like I try to move my shoulder, and I'm just in pain. And I go to the room, and I'm like, yo, guys, like, I really fucked up my shit. And so I went to the emergency, got an MRI, and they told me I had a minor AC separation. Yeah. So I was out for like 4 episodes.
Damn.
And that became a part of like our story.
Yeah, that they had to compete without you.
Yeah, so it sucks because it's like, damn, but it's a part of the story, and it's all on me, you know what I mean? Because they were saying like I'm pretty much in the crew, like I'm like Steve, I'm like the blow up, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
come out, do a trick.
Exactly, like explosiveness, So it was tough. It was crazy.
Damn.
Hella emotional. Like
Yeah, but you got to come back though by the end of the season.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's super dope. And yo, Paul, can you try to pull up ABDC? And what was cool is you guys actually what did you guys? You guys actually won the entire competition, right?
Yeah, we did.
No way. Try to see if you can type in their Emmy like Quest Crew Emmy Award. What did you guys You guys actually won an Emmy Award, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is it right here. What and what did that what was it for?
It was for Best Choreography Award.
No way. And we're for some of the routines from ABDC.
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole TV show.
Yeah, the whole show, right? Yeah, because this is the one that I remember, the iconic bench one.
Yeah, that one's super dope. I remember when I was watching them create this, I was just like, fuck, I'm missing out so much.
Yo. And who has a hand in choreographing? Is it pretty much everyone has like a say in it?
Yeah, everybody just comes together, but the big visionary is Hawk.
Okay. Dope. Who's always been dope at choreography.
Yeah.
We feature him on some of our jam breakdown shows with some of his like choreo stuff or stuff he's done with Pac-Man, you know, or
Yeah,
you know.
they're just visual gurus, man.
Yeah, man. And it's so cool, man. And it's just really, really cool that you know, for lack of a better term, that like a hip hop crew won an Emmy Award.
Yeah.
Because you guys aren't just, you know, you guys are on the show and you guys are, you know, mixing tricking, b-boying, you know, very non-traditional styles of dance.
Right.
And it's cool to like be recognized on a big platform like that.
Yeah, it was dope.
So yeah, hell
I feel
yeah.
mad blessed for all that, for all those opportunities, man. Like,
Yeah, man. And that's so dope, man. So with that being said, I know like another huge part of your life, like besides martial arts and dancing, is music.
Yes.
So what's going on with the music game, and like what's your involvement been in with music?
Shit. So right now, I'm focusing on dropping my album, like my debut album.
As an artist?
As an artist.
Okay.
It's crazy because I just started off making beats. Like I was just a dude chopping up records for fun, you know, and I thought it was cool to do that shit. Eventually, like I was like tapping into like emotions and all that stuff and just like really putting it out there and really just like being vulnerable, first of all, and accepting like who I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as I knew you had always been, I guess, cutting songs for your NASKA forums, and then like making beats, like Rufio beats. Right?
Oh shit!
Rufio all the way back to a VC beats with Vulture.
Whoa!
VC beats. So how did you first start? Was it like were you going all the way back, like using Fruity Loops? Like what was your initial introduction to music?
Okay, so my first initial like thing with music was probably my uncle fucking with like tapes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like mixing stuff or just
and just like recording like things on tape to tape. And he had like these big boom boxes and I'd just be like kind of interested with that.
Okay.
Then eventually when the whole mixing the music thing came around, Nick Lim.
Okay.
You remember Nick Lim and Dan Lim?
I know Dan Lim.
Okay. So they're twins.
Okay.
And they're from Richard Calley's team.
Okay.
And they introduced me to something called SoundForge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I found out about that and like you can do things with music on a computer, I was like, oh shit, like my geeky side really came out. Damn. You know what I mean? And I would download hella music on Napster and just trying to find a bunch of things. Because at the time, like I was just obsessed with like trance music and like beatboxing.
Oh, okay.
And
back to the Rozelle days.
Yes, bro. So I would try to look on Napster to find like, you know, dope beatboxing, you know, type that in. Or like look on Happy Hardcore and like, you know, that time.
All the trance and techno stuff.
Yes, bro. So what I was doing was making my own mixes.
Okay,
just for the fun of it.
Like
and
top
just
tracks and just blending it.
Exactly. And then at the time there was this thing called a MiniDisc Player.
Yeah, of course.
And Matt Emig introduced me to a MiniDisc player. He was like, "Yo,
East Coast.
you can put songs on here. You can make your own mixes and things and that." And I was just like really interested. So like for my birthday or like Christmas, my mom got me one, and we used to trade like MiniDisc stuff. Like I'd be like, "Yo, I made this mix," and he's like, "Yo, you don't know about this one," and we would just trade like
with Matt Emig.
Yes,
no way.
yeah.
This is hilarious.
And he actually. This is funny because it's really like digging deep to like memory lane right now.
Okay.
And he was listening to a lot of like 50 Cent, and he kind of like put me on
from
game
New York,
with that
of
shit.
course. Yeah,
He's
East
like
Coast.
50 Cent, Eminem,
Yeah.
and like I was like, what about this artist? Da, 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 and we would share music together.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
And
man.
then eventually, what happened?
Like, how do you start making beats? Because, like, do you have a musical background? It's all self-taught.
Yeah, it's all self-taught.
Okay.
I mean, like, my mom bought me a guitar here and there. I would play stuff like guitar tabs here and there.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, like, sick at it, you know?
Okay.
So, long story short, my neighbor across the street when I was, like, 12, 13, he would always be like, "Hey, Rudy." He had this beat-up-ass Buick in front of his house. And he had nothing but like 15-inch subs in the back of his trunk.
Yeah.
And I would go in there and listen to his beats that he made on Fruity Loops.
Okay.
And I didn't know that at the time. I was like, I asked the question. I was like, "Yo, so how do you make these beats?"
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like in 7th grade learning about the Neptunes and like Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo. So I was just like really trying to culture myself with all this stuff. And he gave me a copy of Fruity Loops, and I had this beat up ass like CompuServe. It was a family computer.
Okay.
Downloaded the software into the computer, and there was this NASKA music mixer named Neve at the time, and he was like kind of coaching me online here and there, and I would send him stuff like here and there, and that whole idea of like making beats started from that point.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, so super organically, like you said, just kind of learning along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And how's that transition to like what you're doing now? Like, did it just naturally evolve to the point where it is right now? Because like I know, for those of you out there that don't know, like I know Rudy, so like I've known that like he started just making beats for fun. But then like a couple of years ago, I know like I started seeing some rappers rap over your beats, like Duckworth and stuff, right? Like I started seeing a bunch of dudes. So like, how did you start getting beats out to the rappers that were starting to get on your tracks?
Okay, so once I started to really like dig deep into like the whole culture of making beats, I got an MPC, bought a vinyl player, and started chopping up records. And then I started to really like, it kind of just fell in place because I started to like learn about all the local rappers in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And I just started to collab with hell of them. Like just started building my resume in the city. I worked with at least like 20 plus artists out there.
Damn. Okay.
Like, and everybody knew me in the city. And ever since then, like I started to like just branch out. It just started to like, it's like cobwebs, you know what I mean? Like a web, like boom, boom. It just started to spread out.
Yeah. Okay. And I know now I saw you recently doing stuff like Beat a Day where you were like making beats every single day. But then like I started actually seeing you like rap on some of them, right? And stuff like that. And so you kind of mentioned earlier you're working on an artist album right now. What does that entail? Is it going to be like a full album with it's just you? Do you have features on it? Have you produced everything?
Yeah, so I produced everything except one track. My boy Dave Baker produced one.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's just me. I mixed, mastered, made the beat, wrote the songs, curated everything, created the vision. Just on a bigger scale of a project.
That's wild. And how long you been working on this?
It's about to be 3 years now.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're almost at a point where you feel like you're ready to release it, or?
Yeah. Okay. Because I've learned so much about the music business between that time.
Yeah.
I wanted to just figure it out first before I dropped it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And man, the music business is so fucked. Like, you know, and
It's different now. It's changed in so many ways. Like a lot of people don't realize the impact that digital media had upon the music industry.
Right.
That's insane. Yeah. Like a lot of people thought it was just going to be at first things like Napster and file sharing that was going to be the demise of it, but so many things have changed over the years.
Right.
I know because my sister works in it, so
yeah,
it's different, man. So what's the goal now? Like what is the immediate plan for music, and what's like, let's say, the 5-year plan or goal?
Okay, so the immediate plan is getting my project out there and getting on a bigger scale of audience.
Yeah.
And then the overall goal would be like tour and just being a successful artist.
Okay.
And just being known as an artist, like, through the world. Like, that's it.
Okay.
And then eventually it'll be like movies, and I could finally tap into like that whole vibe.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to like totally just create yourself as your own brand and as a person.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. That's super dope. And how soon do you think people could look out for it, and what's the best way for them to follow up on keeping track of this?
So you can follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
It's Ru_AREYOU.
Hell yes. Okay.
And that's for all of my social media. You can go to my website, ruaru.com. And you can look me up on YouTube. Who are you?
Hell yeah. We'll blast it up there as always, man.
Yeah.
But yo, man, I really appreciate you coming by. I think that it's so cool for someone that's met success in so many different areas, from martial arts to dancing and winning America's Best Dance Crew, to now you're going to enter the next chapter of your life with music. And I have no doubt you'll be just as successful. So
Thank you, Travis.
shout out, brother. Hell
Man,
yeah.
love, bro. Damn.
I know,
I'm
it's
hyped.
crazy. And for those of you that don't know, Rudy is another man that used to live up in this spot.
Yeah, man.
The infamous Neverland, man. So real quick, Ru, I know you just shouted out like your website and stuff, but real quick, just look in the camera and shout out your Instagram one more time.
What's up? It's RuAreYou. You can follow me on all social medias, Ru_AREYOU.
Hell yes. And as always, guys, thank you for joining us. Please be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe for brand new videos every Monday, where we look at jam breakdowns and the top clips throughout the movement community, and every Friday for brand new JAMCast, where we interview influential members just like Mr. Rudy Reynon. So as always, guys, have to give a very special shout out to Mr. Paul Whitecotton for running the cameras as always. A very special shout out to our guest this week, Mr. Rudy Reynon.
What's up?
And as always, guys, I'm your host, Travis Wong. Thanks for joining us here on another JAMCast. Until next time, we'll see you all soon. Peace.